Alright guys, so today we're going to check out the FIIL CC Pro 2s, or as the package calls it, the Sonic Boomer, which I'm going to kind of direct over to their website, where it explains that today planes can already fly up to several times the speed of sound. The spectacular sight at the movement when the plane exceeds the speed of sound is called the Sonic Boom. So for FIIL, the FIIL CC Pro 2 was born to break through their own limitations, so they've called it the Sonic Boomer. Now, I think this is a very interesting name for a pair of true wireless earbuds. I personally wouldn't do this. I've said this like when companies like SoundPeats puts "Hear Your Imagination" like plastered on their packaging and their products. And I kind of wish companies wouldn't do that, but that just is personal preference. But let's go ahead and jump into the design and the build quality of these earbuds. And this is definitely top notch when it comes to the design. It is an all metal build on the outside of the case. The earbuds where the stems are, that is a metal build. It has a really unique and classy look to it. And we're kind of in a market where it's hard to have a product stand out. And they have definitely done that here. The price on these and the availability though is a little strange. If you go to FIIL's website, it's actually saying that they're sold out. Now it says that they retail for $135, although they're on sale for $108, but you can't actually buy them now on their site. But I did find where on AliExpress, you can actually pick these up for $86. And I'll link all of this in the description if you're interested in checking these out. But let's just go ahead and jump into the features and what all these have to offer. Now they do have Bluetooth 5.3, which means that you're getting that multi-point connection. It's very easy to switch over from one device to the next because you're allowed to be connected to both at the same time. It also is a high-res wireless certified pair of earbuds because it has LDAC playback. And I think it's really interesting that we're getting LDAC in all of these more budget-oriented earbuds, where again, before you used to have to buy some pretty expensive earbuds to even be able to have LDAC playback. So that is definitely a plus. It has hybrid active noise canceling, and it has a low latency gaming mode. So on top of Bluetooth 5.3, having that gaming mode means this is an earbud you can use for just all types of media. You don't have to worry about lag. You don't have to worry about voices being out of sync with what you're listening to. So it's an excellent pair for media. But do keep in mind though, if you're going to use these in a gaming mode or if you're going to use that LDAC mode, these are things that will definitely affect your battery life. Now these do work with the FIIL Plus app. This is how you keep your earbuds updated, but this is also where you're gonna have to go in to switch on full control, because out of the box, you do not get control over everything. You do have to go in to switch this on, but once you do, you're able to control everything the way you need them to. I just wish this would have been something that's already on them out of the box. You also, within the app, have 15 different EQ options. You can go in and just customize the EQ settings the way that you want if you want to go that route. This is where you would switch it between the different noise canceling modes, which we'll talk about in just a second. You can also go into a sleep aid mode. Now this will basically put you in a do not disturb mode, but it'll also play like soothing sounds to help you sleep. But the problem here is because of the design of the earbuds, this really isn't a pair that you could sleep with. Because of the stem style design that they have, basically any surface that you lay your head on, it's going to kind of push these into your ears. Most people sleep on their side, so I don't see how this is going to be that beneficial. Now moving back to talking about the noise canceling modes, the different modes that they have is a noise canceling mode, which is just your normal mode. Now it says it blocks out 99% of the noise around you. The noise canceling on these are good, but they're not that good. They're not blocking out 99% of your sound. It is blocking out though engine noises and AC units. So if you're traveling, it does a really good job with that. But people talking and TVs and anything that has like a higher tone to it, it's not really doing a great job of blocking all of that out. Now this pair also has what they call an open mode, which is an ambient mode. This does a really good job of being able to hear your surroundings. It's really easy to carry on a conversation without actually taking these out. But another mode, and speaking of conversations, is what they call a monitor mode. It is made to block out more of your ambient sound and focus in on the person you're talking to. Or if you're in a classroom environment and there's a teacher talking, it will do its best to pull out dialogue and not so much all of the other sounds around you. So that definitely can come in handy in a lot of different ways. And they also have what they call a windy mode, which really means if you're going to use them outdoors, is doing the best that it can to keep wind from affecting your audio quality. And this definitely is something that comes in handy on windy days, or if you're riding a bike, because if you've ever ridden a bike with a pair of earbuds, you will know that wind can affect the audio quality. Now, as far as using these outdoors, it does come in with an IPX4 rating, which means it's going to do a good job against rain and splashes and sweat and things like that. But this is not one of those pairs that you would want to drop into water. Now, as far as what all they've included in the box, you do get the usual small, medium, and large silicone ear tips. It does come with a USB-C cable, which you are going to have to use this cable because the case on these does not support Qi wireless charging. And in this price range, especially with the fact that they retail for $135, it puts it above the $100 mark. Most people are going to expect having Qi wireless charging. I've gotten really used to it because it's almost standard in almost every pair of true wireless earbuds that are coming out. So I don't like that this feature is not on this pair. And speaking of the charging, battery life is actually pretty decent, especially if you're going to use these with the noise canceling off. You can get 8 hours on the earbuds and about 32 hours using the case. But if you're going to use these with the noise canceling on, it's going to bring it all the way down to 5 hours on the earbuds and about 20 hours using the case. And that is a very big drop off. But also keep in mind, if you're going to use the low latency mode or if you're going to use LDAC, it's going to bring it down even more. So it's really going to depend on the modes that you use or the things that you're using on the earbuds to determine how much battery life you're actually going to get. But another feature that these do have that a lot of earbuds aren't always including is it does have the smart sensors. So when you do pull the earbuds out of your ears, it will just pause what you're listening to, and it'll just go back to what you're listening to once you put them back in. So that's a huge plus. And if you're going to use this pair for taking phone calls, it does have 2 mics on each earbud, and it's using environmental noise canceling with AI to try to focus as much in on your voice while you're talking and also block out a lot of your surroundings. And for the most part, I think the mics on these are pretty decent, but you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here. So here is the mic test using the FIIL CC2 Pro or Pro 2. I'm outdoors. It is a windy day, actually. This is just to give you an idea of what it would sound like if you were to take a call. So now let's talk about the sound. Now these are using 10.1 millimeter wool basin compound diaphragms, and these are very powerful earbuds. Basically think of a dynamic sound that you've heard in other earbuds and elevate that even more. This is a boomy and bright sounding pair of earbuds. The bass on these definitely have a lot of impact. It does a really good job with sub bass. The bass has a lot of punch, a lot of impact, while the treble on these have a really nice, bright and clean sound. Now it kind of teeters right on the line of being harsh. So it is a pair of earbuds that I think can be fatiguing over time because it's trying to be so powerful. But luckily the mids on these, they've also bumped up so that it doesn't get destroyed by the lows and the highs. It's not something where it kind of is an afterthought. You can hear characteristics very clearly in both male and female vocalists. It does a really good job of picking up tones with guitars. And the overall sound, again, is just very dynamic. But the downfall to that, though, is it's not something that sounds flat or neutral. And if that's what you're looking for, this pair just cannot do that. Another thing is, I feel like it kind of keeps these from sounding the way the artist intended. It doesn't have that like studio, true to life sound. You can tell that there's some artificial things going on because everything is so elevated. They're trying to pump it up to just fit what most consumers are looking for. And again, I think that's why these are going to be successful, because I think for the most part, this hits that Harman curve. They're not holding anything back. It is dynamic. It is in your face, but this is where it affects the sound stage and the sound imaging. If you ever have a pair of earbuds that's trying to do all of that, it's almost impossible to sound extremely open. It keeps it from having that natural sound to it. So it definitely kind of put me to feeling like I was in a medium-sized room, but that is, again, what most consumer-grade earbuds are doing, or most earbuds in general. They're not meant to be reference sounding. They're not meant to have that flat sound. So when it comes to that, just kind of expect that when you're using earbuds. So my overall opinion is, yes, it does lack Qi wireless charging. It does lack a true fast charging because it doesn't, at least where I've seen anywhere, say that a 5 or 10 minute charge will get you multiple hours of use. And you know, if you can look past that, you're getting a really unique looking pair of earbuds. You're getting that high res wireless certified with that LDAC playback, so you're getting incredible sound. You're getting something that's going to be a step above the AirPod Pros, and it's very comparable to the Sony and the Bose when it comes to sound quality, as long as you curb your expectations and don't expect the same noise canceling. But again, you can get this pair right now for $86 on AliExpress, and that makes these a hell of a value. But guys, that's my video on the FIIL CC Pro 2s or Sonic Boomers. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.